After launching Taste the Noise and traveling the world, we took a detour to the corporate world in spring 2023. We had made a promise we would leave the United States, however, if one thing would happen. That freaking one thing happened.
We sold our electric Nissan Leaf for a minivan and hit the road with our two favorite road dogs, Chester and Penny, with our destination being Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
Before we exited the U.S., we got entranced by that beacon of the highway, known by travel bloggers everywhere. Yes, Buc-ee's.
The amount of choice is even overwhelming for someone like me.
Lemon pepper jerky for the road, Buc-ee's famous jerky. Can't wait to try it. Try this.
Yeah, the mere amount of choice is like overwhelming, even for someone like me. He's so used to American SS. Oh man. Pure sugar.
It's like salt. It's like caramel popcorn out the popcorn. This is crazy.
Have you tried these?
Oh yeah,
Is it
but you're gonna hate it. It's like caramel popcorn without the popcorn. Bucky Nuggets inquired. We wanted to get out of the United States before Inauguration Day. We didn't want to be somewhere where even the dog fodder was compromised.
Made our way across the border with a little too much ease, one might say. We did encounter a lot of tolls and we didn't exchange our dollars for pesos, which made for some interesting roadside negotiations with truckers in the middle of nowhere.
Like, so all of this seems much better than yesterday. Like, we're not going through the outback of like mountains. The concrete seems much smoother. It's not like mountains and like everyone passing each other. It's more than one lane. It's straight. I don't know what's going on yesterday, but it's not even told. I'd rather pay out. You pay so much money to go on this. We were paying all this money to go on like terrible roads yesterday.
And we got stopped.
And we got stopped.
The policia wanted to know what we were doing, like why we were out there, like what is going on, like what are you doing here? This is crazy.
I mean, it was a valid question. What were we doing?
What were we doing out there? Like we're just trying to get our car to Playa del Carmen where we're renting a place.
As we made our way into the Yucatan and Playa del Carmen, we immediately felt at home with the jungle vibes. We can't wait to do our deep dive in the counterculture of the Yucatan with y'all, like we did with the rest of the world. Until then, remain tasty and noisy.
So we crash landed into this Caribbean paradise, but we were still coming off the bummer that the United States had become. We couldn't even enjoy the sunlight. Everyone else seemed to be aligned with the yoga and wellness agenda that is abundant in this place, and we love all that stuff as well. We definitely want to cover that angle of the place because it would be a disservice not to. Everything also seems to be soundtracked by this constant techno and house soundtrack, which has its place in the counterculture, but seems a bit escapist in this context. If you're not familiar with the Taste the Noise brand, we explore counterculture around the world with a particular affinity for rock and roll mayhem. We needed something to represent our frame of mind, other than the escapist dance music and self-centered wellness routines. We found it one Sunday at an unassuming sushi restaurant with a killer punk rock lineup that fed that anger percolating just below the surface.
I don't know if the sound is going to be great on this, but I'm going to say it. One of the major things that we've been going through as we've been here in Playa is that we've been going to all these expat plays, and all of the soundtracks for that has been dance music, and I love dance music personally. But one of the major things about dance music is it's about escaping. And with punk and with rock music, it's not about escaping, it's about confrontation. And one of the major things about Taste of Noise is we're about confronting. We're not going to escape. We're not about escaping in the United States. We're about confronting what's happening in the United States at this time. We're not escaping the fascist government in the United States. We are about confronting it, one way or the other.
Cuando el espíritu es lo único que nos hace fuertes.
Courtesy of Outcast Production DIY, we had a lineup led by a Ramones cover band called the Ramores, with local support from New York-style hardcore band The Truth, La Salchichas skating hardcore, La Naranja Mecanica melodic punk, and passionate tercermundistas from Merida. It was inspiring seeing a local scene this enthusiastic about their people and showing each other love. We heard a couple stories about how the local scene in Playa del Carmen, Merida, Cancun, and beyond came together, which we plan to give the time and attention it deserves over the coming months.
Check us out next week when we post our extended look at the Ramores show at Sushi 316 as we attempt to become the travel version of Hate 56. We're going to format our show to have raw extended sets from the bands and DJs that are in their own videos, and then have curated videos about the Yucatan Peninsula cities of Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Cancun, and Merida every other week.